I know more people going to the newer games with hope for the story and stuff. As for Scarlet Violet, they tried. They tried. They tried. At least with Arvin, the guy name. No, he was trying to help his sick dog and stuff. They trying some stuff. And then with Lucamine and stuff, the whole thing. I feel like Sailor Moon did definitely did, especially with Ultra Sailor Moon, with Ultra Necrozma, that whole battle. They really good, really good, decent for a Pokemon game. Especially as someone who is a writer and stuff. Gen 8 story, okay. Okay, the DLC did something better though. The DLC are doing something better. I do like the Darkest Day thing. It's okay. It definitely improvement from older games and stuff like that. Obviously, maybe not much of the Team Galactic and stuff and the Trojan War thing, but definitely upper tier and typical Pokemon story that you see in old games with the evil team and stuff like that, with the main focus with kind of had done ideas, especially with Magma and Team Aqua, expanding the water and stuff. I didn't like that. This game, I much prefer just to bring up, something like that. Power, for example, kind of did the mechanics better. And so with collecting, exploring and stuff, really getting you into that type of action RPG type of feel art kind of thing. I feel like there's another game that I can't just think of at the moment trying to record this, but that type of gameplay, and so maybe some farming games, you collect, collecting, trying to grow, progress in the game and stuff, or something like that. And then Animal Crossing might be one of them where you chop down trees, in Legend Arceus you can hit by trees and stuff like that, those kind of features and stuff like that. Those, cool to see some of this, that feature return and stuff like that. Then you got those agile style, short style. I don't know. This game really don't feel like how Pokemon was. How Pokemon, what I go for Pokemon 4. I'm mostly into the RPG aspect of it and stuff. But a game that really feel like Pokemon and had the heart of Pokemon is like Let's Go. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. The style of the best looking Switch game, by the way. And now I'm definitely like Pokemon Snap, new Pokemon Snap and stuff. It's like one of the best Pokemon Switch looking game and stuff. But with Let's Go, it's just that hard. You get to see, you go to the Kanto region, obviously had the Let's Go style mechanics, just going off the Pokemon Go hype train and stuff like that. But I feel like it had care, with the return. I forgot. Gen 7 Go made a return. You had red and blue in the game and stuff like that. The Elite Four hadn't been more role in the story. Team Rocket Jesse and James from Team Rocket and stuff made an appearance and things like that. You had the Mewtwo. Then you had Green and stuff. It just feel like it had hard for the original Kanto games and stuff. I know I kind of like a Gen 1er here, but man, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was amazing. Then you got these moves, Zippy Zap, and all the weird sounding move. I forgot all the Batty Bat and one of them, and things like that. And I feel like it had hard. It sounded different. It sounded friend wasn't expecting, and then they kind of want to get into what the the whole deal. I forgot in like an interview or something like that that this game would mostly focus on the Western Pokemon fan audience and stuff, and trying to capitalize on them and things like that when it comes to Legend of Arceus and things like that. But then we get into it might become a podcast episode or something for my podcast channel. But then we get to like Legend ZA and stuff. And this is different, they're trying to try new mechanics and these Legend games and stuff. Not to get into graphic, that one dude, I forgot his name, but making a video talking about the PhDs, just the windows just being PhDs and stuff like that. You probably know who I'm talking about, obviously. And you seen that video and know his channel. But it just feel off. Obviously, Pokemon gonna do whatever with the mega designs and stuff like that. I have like the links. So I don't know when the video coming out, but I have seen the new megas and stuff. And obviously, Pokemon gonna go on an unexpected route. When it comes to it, and they also one of the videos where they created talking about the Pokemon designs and stuff, and how Pokemon doesn't go straight for. The general sense of the video is Pokemon don't go straight for the cool. They trying to add like one or two things that is goofy and weird and stuff. Make it a bit more different and stick to the vibe a bit more. I guess you can put it. And they kind of what the new mega's definitely trying to do and stuff. And people opinion on it and stuff. From a poor art design and stuff aspect, I think people try to redesign Raichu. I feel like the Mega Raichu, it perfect. It's the Pokemon and stuff. It makes sense for Pokemon out of all designs of the new creatures and stuff in Gen 9. But from poor art direction, it makes sense. It makes sense for Pokemon. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. I think so. The game, and then we come to the messing with the Sith. No, I think going to this story. I see the games. I don't know when the video come out, but the links had come out in like 4 days, 3-4 days before the Legend Z game come out. Links are permanent, and I haven't seen most of them. But the thing we see in the story and stuff, especially the final battle, they're probably gonna go after the whole ZA game come out. But for the story, kind of what I kind of expect for this stuff. I do excited for the one thing I do got to get to Pokemon is the character designs. The character design in this is amazing. Alita, all of them, Naveen, they up in their character design. Kiribu and stuff, I do get credit for that. Way credit to Pokemon character design is always peak for the most part. So back to the gameplay. We had this action, real time battling day. We know exactly how it's gonna work out for some other Pokemon. We really, but we got a general idea with all the demos and stuff, and people are not playing it and stuff. People are kind of saying it kind of are or not. But, it's a Pokemon game. I believe when I see it. Anything like that. The desk is kind of like Legend Arceus, like touring or something, I believe, and things like that. But yeah, it's just a poorly implemented real time battling. I feel like, and you only play Pokemon games, you probably don't know. You probably just gonna be like, oh, cool, something different, real time battling. No, I can't wait to get shot. They're better. They're better games that implemented Shadow of Colossus, Monster Hunter. Some of these, some of my thoughts that were running in my mind with thinking about making a video like this. I'd rather play them for real time battling and stuff like that. And when it comes to the monster creatures and stuff like that, they do very well and stuff when it comes to that. Man. And then it's just not really into it. I do love being in a team. I do love that. Catching monsters and stuff like that when it comes to Pokemon and things. But the main, I'm not really into the story, but I think it's just the whole core gameplay, building a team, going through a region. And I know we got this center. I know it's like remnants of the other the catacombs that people talking about and stuff. And I don't even think we see anything from the link for the catacombs at least of the underground and stuff. Not even from the leads with the time of recording the video. But for the little we see, Yeah, just nah, nah. Like we need like more of a forward. I know it's they're trying something different. They're sounding something different, but from what I'm hearing from even the reviews of the game and some them playing the main aspect of the games, the main core features in the game. The road battles, the battles royale, all of that. It just feels like a bit empty. If people gonna get tired of the city, and all of that. And yeah, I'm definitely scared. This is a nine. Okay, and even I don't even mess with Gen 9 stuff, designs and stuff. So it again, out of all of them, this Gen 6 and the right shoes are amazing. I don't know which channel they're gonna go on. My podcast episode. They're gonna be end up being a podcast episode. But I did say on my Nightmare M's channel that I do enjoy the Kalos Stars design and the manga Rachi's designs. I did say that earlier in the video. But outside of them, Gen 9 as a whole has a bad taste in my mouth. Especially when it comes to the trailers and things like that. I say this in my one channel. The whole leads and stuff, people watching to get the leads instead of trying to be, the first and trying to be, like an influencer and stuff like that. Instead of doing this, especially in these Z8 leads. And obviously, one Gen 10 come out and it's being switched to excuse and more likely, we won't get these type of links anymore, the data mine, because, we're going to wait $500, just to attempt this and to possibly break their switch and stuff. But yeah, back to, the trailers and stuff. Obviously, the marketing company is always very interested how they go about each game. Especially for this, I know it was supposedly delayed by a year and stuff. But even so, how they did this is very weird. And they're like, leave it in a Nintendo Direct for the final sure total code. We had our real gameplay and stuff. Obviously, there was showing anything new, but basically, it seems like some new trailers, commercials and stuff like that in a way. It's definitely not the best. Even worse than this, actually. I know people definitely got to do a video about the different lead up to each game, but I feel like ideally X and Y and stuff had the good hype train lead up and stuff and Sword Shield for sure. Sun Moon, but my only gripe with the Sun Moon high seed and stuff is that obviously the links and stuff, but outside even that, all these trailers, we got a bunch of trailers, and then I feel like there's not many surprises that was left for the game when you actually play it. But it was a great time at this time leading up to that. But yeah, again, if you're a fan of Legends, I understand. You're the type of Pokemon fan that want something different. You don't want the cookie cutter. I know the type. Okay, I understand why you might like Legends. You can like it, but fundamentally, it's still a bad game. I mean, all Pokemon games are technically, but this is kind of bad on a different sense. Okay, as a fundamentally as a game and stuff. Again, I need to hear my kind of say these things and stuff, and you can check out his videos and stuff on some of the topics of Pokemon games and stuff like that, especially the Yay. He's been doing much of them lately as a lead to the game at time of recording this and things like that. But fundamentally, I don't know, and as a game, and for what I play games for, the Legend games are not for me. Okay, I'm just gonna say simply, if they're for you, good. But otherwise, this is it for the episode of the podcast. I guess it's gonna be. And peace. Hey guys, welcome to another video. But basically, I just going off script completely, not even thinking about how to script the video out. But I just really want to talk about the Legends Insta games from Pokemon and things. Why they kind of don't work necessarily, for me at least. The general sentiment is, you know, people love these games because it's not the typical Pokemon formula. They try something different and things like that. Legend Arceus was this solo adventuring game. And some more non, when you get cash, it was semi open world, not fully open world. Not the first open world Pokemon game that is Scarlet Violet, by the way. And by the way, Legend games are mainline. I do see like people talking about these are side games. No, the Pokemon Company did confirm these have mainline games and stuff. But more on type of Legend Arceus. The graphics, I see what they were doing and stuff. No, not really to get into things, but with the whole graphic things and Pokemon, blah blah blah. But the art style for this, I know what they were going for. It just seemed kind of jank. Not even janky the way the right word, but like to their actual like interpretation and stuff implemented in the game and stuff for what they were going for. It just kind of ugly and stuff. I guess it's the best way I gonna put it, and things like that. And the regional form evolutions and stuff. No, they okay. They're okay. I'm not gonna hurt it or that because I still like Gen 8. I do like the Gen 8 designs and stuff. So nothing wrong with that. Okay, the original Very, the Basket Legions, where they look good. They cool. They cool. Whatever. And so, but messing with Cinelor and so with the Diamond Clan and all that's really didn't work for me. Story Rise. It's Pokemon. I know